Hey everybody, Barry here. Hope you've had a great Thursday. Hello from Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Well, I look forward to seeing you in a few weeks, and I'm starting to get some requests to look at scans and help you plan for your upcoming cases, which is just great. So I want to make a quick video to show you three things. The first thing is how to send me a DICOM file. The second is kind of how that looks on my end when I open it up. And the third is what it looks like when I evaluate it across a few key parameters. And I'll try and keep it really short. DICOM is like a JPEG with a digital photo, so it's the file extension that most scanners spit out, we could say. Most CBT scanners spit out is a DICOM file. It can be read with a whole variety of software, such as, of course, DTX Studio. Romexis is one I use here a lot because I have a Planmeca scanner, and that comes with Planmeca, and I like Romexis. It's quite nice. I also use Blue Sky Plan, and that's kind of what I'll use here to demo. So here are some DICOM files that are sitting on my desktop. If you hover over them, I think this one was from Utaj, so thanks for that. If you hover over it, you can see DCM file. All right, so somehow you've got to figure out how to get your DICOM file into a place where you can find it, unzip it, or excuse me, zip it or compress it, and then send it over to me. So this is 123 megabytes. I'm going to right click it so that I can compress it. So I'm going to go send to compressed folder, and then away it goes. And this function is native to the Windows OS now. You don't have to have a third-party app to do it like you used to. So thanks, Taj, for talking me through that. Now here's that compressed file, and it's down to 36 megabytes. All right, so let's go to Gmail. Oh, I've got to sign back in. If you don't have a Gmail account, it's probably worth getting one just to send this to me because it interfaces so nicely with Google Drive. Don't memorize my password. Okay, it's probably worth you getting a Gmail account actually, just to do this. So if you go to send this file to me, you go to compose that. I'll send it to myself just to kind of show you. No subject line, going to attach. There it is. There's that compressed file on my desktop. Double click it. Now it's saying that it's not going to send it because it's over 25 megabytes, but it will upload it to Google Drive, and then that link will go to your recipient. So I'm sending it to myself. There it is. There's what it looks like. And now you know how to send me a compressed DICOM file. Once I get that in my email inbox, and you can see that James and Taj have done that just recently, I can click on that. Let's see, I'll go to this one. I like this one, James. I can click on that email, and then it just gives me the option to download it. So I'll download it, and then I like to take it to my desktop. You can see I've already done that with a few of those. The one I just had was there. Okay, so that's the first step. How to send a DICOM, a compressed DICOM over to me. Next thing I want to do is just show you what it looks like when I've opened it up and kind of what parameters I like to evaluate this across. You've probably gone through this with Judd plenty already, but let me just kind of show you my way in case it differs at all so that we can kind of speak the same language. Bottom line here is that I like to have Romexis calls it an implant view. Wait for just a second here. There we go. I like a pano that I can slide across that has 3 to 5 cross-sectional slices. So here's my pano, here's my cross-sectional slices. This 3D model is a bonus. This is an important part of it so you can trace the arch. This is a complete bonus. This is a tangential view. I can take this green bar here. Let me slide this over to here first. I can take this green bar and go like that. I don't find that to be tremendously useful, and that's almost a kind of a default environment for the Galileos and a couple others, and I'm not terribly fond of those. So just so you know, what I personally prefer to do is to go to my projected entry point, and you can measure back and put that on the panel view, and then this center line, it's yellow here, will correspond with the center pane. Then take 3 things from that: height, width, and bone density. And here are some spot checks of bone density. So what have we just learned? Well, we've learned that the height is roughly 14 millimeters. You can see that there. The width is roughly 7 millimeters. But that's the height that's right from the ceiling of the IA canal. And so we don't want to get anywhere near that. And in fact, really, if we place something that's at a similar length to the neighboring apices, it's going to be an 8 millimeter implant. And we can probably get away with a 10. So probably going to place a 4.3 by 8 or a 4.3 by 10 in this site. And there's adequate bone density to do what we need to do. And we can also get a sense for whether we're going to have to undersize the osteotomy. And I just say always think in those terms of undersize the osteotomy by default. Okay, so that's the second thing I wanted to show you, is just kind of the lines of analysis that I like to look at. Again, height, width, and bone density. That's going to tell you a ton. This is, of course, just a site-specific eval. You need to evaluate your host. Make sure they're a good, medically speaking and behaviorally speaking, a good host. Check their maximum incisal opening, too. Make sure it's normal. And check the amount of keratinized tissue. Sometimes that's not usually going to turn it into a no-go, but it's still good to check. Check your interocclusal distance. Look at how you have super eruption here, for example. And just make sure you can have good physical access to the area, and make sure there's nothing funky happening with your restorative space so that you can go. So once you know that your host passes muster and your keratinized tissue, maximal incisal opening, restorative space, then kind of zero in on the site itself, which is what we're doing here. So this is James's case, and it looks like it's going to be a good one for number 30. So that's kind of what we're doing there. Third thing I want to show you is, maybe that was just the second thing. I have a worksheet. I showed this to Taj yesterday. I made this for you, Taj, actually. This is off of your case that you're contemplating for number 3. And here's some data that you can just pull off of the scan, take it into the operatory. Then when you're done with the case, you can put the implant sticker in, the torque value and stuff. Maybe if you're using Austell this time, I don't know if Rob will be there or not. And then you can put that in there as well. And then just scan it in. I think Judd has given you something similar too, but I have a little different twist on it. So here for Taj, you can see, oh yeah, sinus is pretty low. How low? Well, look to the right, you see the height, 7.67 millimeters. Okay, so that's not so low that we can't do something pretty easily. Maybe we'll still engage the floor a little bit. Is there anything else remarkable about this? Well, really low bone density. So we'll have to kind of alter what we do according to that. Okay, so anyway, I can send you this if you guys wanted to use this sheet. This is a website that I made a long time ago, and it's in disrepair. I tried to use WordPress with it, and now it's all goofed up. But I can try to kind of resurrect that if you like. Put this sheet on here, maybe put some videos on that show you some treatment planning and kind of some how-tos. So if you want some tutorials, I can pop them on there. I bet I could just get that website going again without too much trouble. It just might look kind of ugly. But it'll have some content anyway. It used to be kind of nice. I used it for consulting clients and for teaching some stuff. Well, hope that stuff helps. Send me some DICOMs. Just put the patient name in the subject line and put the tooth number. I suppose, I don't know, HIPAA might be a thing, so put their first initial or something. But just send those DICOMs over to me, and now you'll know what I'm doing with them on my end. And I can make a video and shoot it back to you of what I'm seeing, or we can do FaceTime. Hope you have a wonderful night. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.